Kyle Busch has sold his Truck Series team, Kyle Busch Motorsports, to Spire. And this is something that has really been a rumor for the past couple days, but finally has been confirmed by a lot of reputable sources, as well Kyle Busch and Spire themselves. As it's looking right now, the number is around $25 million for the team and its assets. A lot of people are saying it's just for the shop. No, it is for the entire team. And as it looks right now, Spire should be running about 3 truck teams next year. There are 3 teams that are going to be involved in this. The current 7 team that they run part-time right now, the 4 team with Kyle Busch Motorsports, and the 51 with Kyle Busch Motorsports. Kyle Busch did have a statement here talking about the tenure of his team. He said, "When we started the Truck Series team back in 2010, I never imagined that we would be able to win 100 races with 18 different drivers, and that one day I'd be racing in the Cup Series alongside so many drivers that I once mentored at KBM," Busch said. "I owe a lot of gratitude to so many people, starting with Samantha and my family, for believing in this dream that I had. It took countless hours by so many amazing people to make KBM the winningest team in Truck Series history. I will always appreciate everyone that walked through the doors and gave their all to make this such a successful organization. Not only has it been the people that were employed here, but it also has been the families that supported them while they worked long hours and traveled on the weekends, sacrificing time at home and missing family events. And I certainly can't say enough thanks to Toyota for the first 13 years of support and to Chevrolet for stepping up to the plate this year. Due to their commitment and that of our great sponsors, we've been able to compete at the highest levels and hang a lot of banners. I'm at a different point in my life now than I was back in 2010. My family has grown, my Cup Series team changed this year, and our son's racing schedule has become as demanding as my own. It's important to me to be able to spend more time with my family and my number 8 team at RCR. It'll be hard walking away from this amazing facility that we built. I'll miss walking the shop floors with our employees, hosting our fan days in the lobby, and spending countless hours there, ensuring its success. However, I know at this point in my life and in my career that this is the correct decision." Now, I think a lot was said there, obviously, but I think a lot of substance was said there. Kyle Busch for a long time has talked about when he retires that he wants a bit of a succession plan to race against and with Brexton in the Truck Series. But a lot has changed. A lot of people say a lot of things that they want to do when they retire, and most of those drivers never get to do what they say they want. And the same thing might be the case with Kyle. His son's racing schedule, like he said, is very demanding, and his son's career is growing at an amazing rate and a good rate. And I think that Kyle long-term is going to want to put his life and work into that. And like he said, the Cup Series program, which definitely still needs some work, even though he's a Cup Series contender for the championship. And what he did at this point is amazing with that team. The most Truck Series wins ever. And it sounds like, based on a lot of reports, Busch still is going to want to run some Truck Series races like he always does. So he probably will run a couple races for either whatever is a part-time effort or maybe a shared ride, similar to what the 7 car has now, or even what the 51 car has. Now, this deal includes that Spire would be purchasing the 77,000 square foot shop, and that Spire overall is going to relocate to this shop as they need a bigger facility than they have now for the expanding Cup Series program they're going to have in 2024. This was according to Jordan Bianchi, so I'm inclined to definitely believe it. Spire recently also has been on a bit of a spending spree and has, in my opinion, become the most interesting team in the Cup Series. Spire recently bought Live Fast Charter and also partnered with Gainbridge to sponsor one of their teams, both in the Cup Series as well as in the Truck Series for some races. They also re-signed Corey LaJoie and are expected to sign Carson Hocevar to their second team while bringing on Zane Smith to their third. Spire has been making moves, and it's no surprise to me that they're going to try to expand this while the wave is needing to be rode. And with this, you're starting to see a bit of a pipeline for them as well. They now have a Truck Series team. They now have different affiliates that can affiliate with Chevrolet and give them maybe Xfinity drivers or at least an opportunity for some of them. And they have a Cup Series team that has more sponsorship, more money being poured into it, more resources, and better drivers. I will say it's going to be funny listening to Corey LaJoie try to say they're stacking pennies when they've spent $65 million in the past couple weeks. And the thing is, all of this is while rumors are swirling around right now about this team possibly partnering or merging or doing something with Andretti to get them into NASCAR. And we saw Marco Andretti run a race for the Truck Series in this team and car and truck, and it wouldn't be surprising if he has a couple more races, seeing how the sponsorship and alliance is there. All of this with the Truck Series, I think, is going to be really interesting when it comes to drivers. Does Jack Wood or Chase Purdy come over? I wouldn't be surprised if Purdy does. Do they maybe have Marco Andretti come over? Kyle Busch, we've said, is involved. And what other Chevrolet drivers may be involved as well? Matt DiBenedetto just became available. Do they take a chance on him, or do they want to avoid some of the baggage that DiBenedetto brings along? Like I said, Spire has become, in all three series, probably the most interesting team in all of NASCAR. And another interesting point to bring up in all of this is that they also had bought Rowdy Manufacturing, which builds chassis and more for the team, meaning that this team is probably for real about actually competing this year. And KBM is still running right now in the Truck Series playoffs for a championship. So this is possibly a huge step up in general for them, but especially in the Truck Series program, so that Spire can now be one of the top teams. And I got to say this, with the money they're bringing in, I think that this is only going to be the start of a trend moving forward. Spire, in my opinion, is maybe the first one in, but not the last, to be able to spend tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars. We've seen it with Trackhouse too. This is becoming the new norm in the new NASCAR. NASCAR from top to bottom is changing in immense ways, and it's time for different teams to keep up. And I think that more rich investors probably will come into this, and this is going to be more and more the norm. Yeah, they might have done the next gen and the Cup Series for cost-cutting measures, but I have a feeling more and more money than ever is going to be poured into NASCAR because there is now the opportunity more and more than ever to win and to cash in big. But that's all I got on it. I want to know what you think. What do you think about Kyle Busch selling his Truck Series team that he's worked on for almost a decade and a half? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support, and be sure to watch the NASCAR Weekly Podcast tonight on Black Flags Matters channel. And we'll talk all about this, as well as a lot more reckless speculation and silly season news. So until then, have a good one.